So, good morning, students. So, you have the next topic in the first lesson of computer science is parameters. So, parameters and arguments, you have two different concepts here. Parameters, we call it as variables in a function definition, and the arguments are the values which are passed to the function definition. So, if you want to be clear, if you see in this program, let y is equal to 0. So, here y is a argument, y is a parameter and 0 is a argument. So the variable which we give, it's called as a parameter, that is y, and the value given to the parameter is going to be argument, that is 0. So in these parameters you have two types, one is parameter without type and parameter with type. So already in 11th standard in C++ you have come across with data types like integer, float, character, string, like these many things. So if you consider this example, you have let rec pow ab. So here ab, two variables is used. Okay, here we didn't mention any of the type. So this an example for parameter without type. So in that definition, that's function definition, b is a parameter because we are testing with b, and the value whatever we are passing that to b is called as an argument. So here we didn't mention any data types. So some language compiler solve this data type interface problem algorithmically, but requires the type to be mentioned. So if you see in Python also, if you don't want to, if you are not mentioning that particular data types, automatically it insists some data type according to the value given. So in the above function definition, if the expression can return 1, if you see in this definition, if b is equal to 0, then 1. So if the answer is going to be 1, so we can see that 1 is going to be an integer. If that particular expression is going to be integer, then the function return type is also int. So because b is compared to 0 with an equality operator, so b is also an integer type. Since a is multiplied with another expression, a must be also integer. So when you multiply an integer with integer, we get an integer value only. So here, without mentioning any type itself, the compiler itself will insist according to the value given as int. The second thing we have is parameter with type. If you see in this program, when you compare with the previous one, that a colon int, so b colon int. So here the values is mentioned with the type. So integer is also mentioned here. So when we write the type notations for a and b, so when you write the type for a and b as int and b as int, so the parenthesis is nothing but a simple brackets. So these brackets are always mandatory, that is important. We can leave out these annotations because it is simpler to let the compiler infer them. So we can also write the programs without giving the types, so automatically the compiler will infer it, that is it automatically accept as the values given. So there are times, so sometimes will be there to explicitly mention the types. So this is useful when you when you get a type error. So when you get an error regarding these types, so it is easy to mention it. So better explicitly denoting that particular type is always preferable. So in this, what we are suggesting as a programmers, always when you write a program, you are supposed to mention the type of the values you are getting used. Thank you.